See, it's funny, I used to call myself a professional question asker, but I'm gonna start owning, I'm a master question asker. Deal with it. Hey, what's up guys? I'm Antonio Neves and this is Think Action TV, and right now I'm really excited because I'm being joined by Priya Parker. She had this amazing TEDx talk on the subject of FOMO, fear of missing out. We delved into that a little bit deeper in an article that we did together, and now you're here to talk about all this in person, so thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so FOMO, fear of missing out. What is it for people who don't know?
So the fear of missing out is basically an anxiety that no matter what you're doing, there always could be something you could be doing better or something that you could be missing out on. Typically, it refers to social situations. So if it's Friday night and I'm going to party X and I'm at party X, but I'm thinking, oh shoot, I should have been at party Y or party Z, or where are my friends at? And people, in colloquial, language, just basically say, I'm experiencing major FOMO.
So fear of missing out makes me think about, you meet someone, you're like, oh, this person is cool, but so is that person, and so is that person. So what does FOMO or FOBO lead to? I'm assuming it can lead to paralysis and not much action taking place.
I mean, I think it's a perfect metaphor. It's FOMO in a sense. It's living life looking over at the person's shoulder. And sure, there's obviously with any type of tendency, there's a positive aspect to it. You are you're scanning for different opportunities. There may be a better catch out there, but it tends to. We know that a few choices are great, and more choice actually does lead to paralysis. More choice is not always better.
I think back to when I was in grad school at Columbia, and one of my professors told me, he said, Antonio, you can do absolutely anything you want, but you can't do everything. So for that person who may be experiencing FOMO, what is a good way to start taking action to move forward? Start
in small bursts. So, one of the things I have people do to figure out what they want to do is write a list of 20 ways they would spend a year if they had unlimited resources and they knew they couldn't fail. And one thing I suggest for them to do is to choose one of them. So often write a book is on that list. And to start with an hour of that year by practicing that in a week. So basically, if you want to write a book, just spend an hour this week writing, sitting down, turning off everything else, turning off your phone, turning off your computer, and just seeing what it would be like to actually write. Because we often also don't know what is going to make us happy or effective or what we're good at.
But so if I start that book might get finished.
Well, that would be great.
Then what? Then I'm happy and I'm successful.
Possibly, yes.
Let's talk a bit about mastery and flexibility. A lot of my clients come to me and they have no idea what they want to do with their career, and I really encourage them to get their hands dirty and experiment, take classes, do informational meetings, all these different things. But I think the workplace sometimes really one should be focused down this kind of tunnel. What is your experience and an opinion of that?
Over the course of a life, developing mastery is something that studies have shown, one, leads to more sort of happiness and fulfillment, but it also leads to a sense of being able to actually translate that into other things. And so the irony of mastery is actually, as you develop mastery, it also gives you the flexibility to be able to apply what your mastery is to a lot of different concepts. I think also previously mastery was often defined as subject-based or industry-based, and I would really push your listeners and the people you work with to really examine what mastery is. I mean, if you're a master, you can be a master question asker, and that can be applied in a lot of different ways, and you can constantly be chiseling that and exploring that and practicing that in a lot of different varieties and a lot of different contexts, but the skill is getting refined.
See, it's funny, I used to call myself a professional question asker, but I'm gonna start owning, I'm a master question asker. Deal with it.
Only if you've had 10,000 hours.
I think I may have over 10 years, I don't know. Priya, with your work, what keeps you inspired and doing what you do every day?
The thing that keeps me inspired is all of the people that are taking a lot of risks, especially right now, and stepping out into the unknown and saying, okay, perhaps as a generation we can think about making decisions differently. But I think seeing what other people are doing and the creativity that they have keeps me inspired.
Well, Priya, you inspire me, and thank you so much for making time to join me here on Think Action TV. You guys can learn more about her at Thrive Labs. Check out her TEDx talk, and let's end this with a high five. More Think Action TV right here.